Hey guys, Sean Zine, the connection machine, and also the host for the Network Marketing Insider, where I bring on guests that are involved in network marketing, affiliate marketing, multi level. I've done cryptocurrency creators, and now I'm focused on helping those that are inside of school as owners and or affiliates so that they don't give up. A lot of people I'm seeing opening schools and they're quitting within a month or two because they're saying, oh, nothing's happening. It's a different platform. It's certain skills that you have to incorporate. If you're watching us from YouTube or on the website, don't forget hit subscribe, hit the like button, comment where you're watching from, or at least hashtag live or hashtag replay, and then share the video. And then if you're listening to us on any of the audio verticals, Apple, Spotify, Amazon, give us a review at the end. And the most important thing is you must go to the description, set up a connection call with my guests, join their community, join what they're doing because it's going to be beneficial. And without further ado, let me bring on a new friend I met recently, phenomenal guy. What's up, Josh? How are you, man?
I'm doing well.
Thanks for joining us today from Texas. I'm in Jersey, and we're just all about providing value. I see you're doing some great things on school. I always ask first before we even get started, who are you, and why did you get involved with school?
I play poker here in Texas. I enjoy playing it. It's a way of meeting people and just working on my mental game. I got into school because it seems to be a nice platform to engage and network market with other people. And you can basically talk about anything you'd like to talk about. There's different types of communities in school, but I'm learning. I'm learning about school, and I think it's a great platform, and it's for anybody that would like to, engage and network or even create content.
A lot of people thought in the beginning, I think, when it first rolled out, it was all about course creators, consultants, coaches, and it's so much more. It's whatever niche that you're looking to talk about, grow, get involved in. There are other people out there that'll be interested in what you're doing. It just takes some time because what have you found when people come in from Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, what have you? How are they taking action inside of school compared to those that have been there for a couple months?
I think they're searching the platform to figure out how to either talk to people or to create content. So I feel like school is like a puzzle. I mean, you can be a content creator or you can be a content, people that are searching for different kinds of ideas or just network with other people that have the same ideas or concepts about you or about life.
And I like how, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm done.
I like how you're in poker and and I like what you said as far as to meet other people because when you go to, for example, a casino, you could sit there at a slot machine and never meet a person ever. But if you're on a table, that's where things change. And can you talk about emotions? You could talk about how you've been connecting with people while you're at the table.
It's definitely an emotional game. It's a social game. I don't play digital poker or internet poker. I play live poker where I'm sitting at the table face to face, making eye contact with people and having real discussions and conversations. But you also learn about yourself and how you connect. I played a lot of live poker. I mean, I'm meeting all sorts of people from different backgrounds, and to me, poker is almost like a networking kind of thing, and I enjoy it. Sometimes I win, sometimes I lose, but I always walk away learning something new about myself and other people.
I like what Josh just said there as far as no matter what you could be losing, and I we understand gambling, playing poker, there's going to be more times you're going to be losing, right? There's dealing with that rejection, that issue of losing something. You have to know how to walk away too, right? Isn't that difficult for some people?
There's a lot of self-discipline. You have to, if you want to be consistent, you have to have a plan, you have to have self-discipline mentally, and then you have to keep track of numbers and juggling all sorts of ideas. But it's definitely a puzzle, uh, either with numbers or just your mental aspects of your thoughts. But I enjoy it. I think everybody should play poker, but that's definitely a personal choice. But it's definitely a learning process for me.
I know what you see on TV a lot in the US is the Texas Hold'em type of events that go on. That one big one out in Vegas that they do every year. What poker are you really, in love with right now?
The I'm playing more Pot Limit Omaha PLO. It's definitely has its ups and downs and its swings, but I'm geared towards that form of poker, Pot Limit Omaha PLO. And it seems to be more prevalent here in Austin for sure. I think there people are playing less Texas Hold'em and more PLO.
What is that engage? Like, how does that set up? That's something that I don't know too much about. I play the five cards, what have you, but I think I saw something inside your school about having four cards and then you play with a flop or something.
Right. You get four cards initially, your starting hand, and you decide whether you fold or hold, but you get four cards to start with and use a combination of those four cards to start a hand. And basically, depending on what cards you're waiting for, you have increasing your chances of winning or losing the hand.
No, it's interesting. It's interesting. And are you at the point now? Are you using? I know that I'm sure there's people out there that use other people's money. It's almost a full blown like business. You get like investors that are backing people, right?
Correct. If the investors think these poker players are consistent and successful poker players, they'll put some money on them, so they'll get a cut of their winnings. I'm not at that point yet, but there's a lot of that funding poker players, even the World Series of Poker. There's a lot of people getting funded just to play that game. I'm playing everything straight from my pocket, but there is a movement of people that are playing and backed by people with money, but they have to win to get their commission.
Yeah, you don't want to be a loser. You don't want to be one that just can't get to the big dog and get that big payout because otherwise, yeah, there's no return on an investment. If you're an investor, you'd be like, you know what? This is wasting my time. But if you are one that's consistent because you are practicing, is there a practice? Do you practice your skills
I,
or
I
is it
do a
just
lot of
getting into
study.
games?
I definitely practice. I read a lot of books. I do a lot of math and calculating, and I do some research, and I actually practice what I preach. You definitely have to study if you want to be consistent and have that self discipline to win consistently, even make a living at it. You have to have a plan. I just don't think poker in general is gambling. I think it's strategic. There's a lot of numbers and math, and definitely a lot of mental game and psychology game.
Now, what made you get inside of school? What was the trigger, the intrigue, the marketing piece that got you inside there?
The engagement. It was easy to navigate the website and the platform. There's an app also. Uh, there's ways to easily interact and talk to people. I mean, I've gotten to lives and I've gotten on Google Meets and Zoom calls through Zoom, and I've learned a lot. I guess the application of it and how it works consistently, like I can engage and create content just on my phone. I don't actually have to have a laptop or computer.
I like that aspect as well. You can, if you're killing time, a lot of people are sitting there playing games on their phone, but if you are serious, you can make recurring income. You could be an affiliate for a community. You can earn recurring income that's consistent if you are showing up every day and providing some value and sharing what's working, what's not working, giving advice to others. People say, "Oh, I don't know what to do inside of other people's communities." Just emulate what the community owner is doing. If they're doing certain things, engage. If you're into that, if it's something that you're interested in, share what you're doing, and that'll help because it will help others. The owner will be like, "Wow, this person's helping first. He's not looking for anything, no handouts, and he's actually providing that value that will allow the people, the members, to show up every day."
For sure. There's different levels of success. You could start off with a free community and just start with that and see how that goes. And you could study and emulate other successful schoolers that are creating content and engaging. I mean, you could start doing charges, you can do coaching programs, you can create content, you can create digital products, but a lot of it is just leveling up and figuring out where you fit in this piece of the puzzle in the school game. Because you could have free communities and still be successful, but you just have to navigate those pieces of the puzzle to figure out what your niche is and how you fit in the whole school ecosystem.
I agree with that. And the ecosystem is real. If you're inside of schoolers and you are an owner of a community, that's where you should be hanging out. If you can pick up inside of one community 5 to 10 people that are already in school, they know what's going on, and they get them into your community, that is huge because now they are ones that know how to work this platform. It's not the normal algorithm that you have on the other platforms out there that feeds stuff towards you. You have to actually do things, which is phenomenal if you could pick up those people inside.
Correct. I believe that a lot of it's engagement. You can ask questions, you can create content or follow other people's content or schools and figure out where you want to go with it. But it's definitely a game. There's definitely some puzzles that you can maneuver and navigate and be successful at school.
Now, do you use a lot of AI at all, Josh?
I don't actually. I know there's some people that are doing it to create content. I do everything manually. I type everything from my head and I use my real words. I'm original and I'm just authentic with the people that I engage with.
That's awesome. That's how you can counteract the whole AI thing. That's why I like doing what we're doing right now because there's video that are AI, but you can't do what we're doing now as far as an AI and actually pull it off. It's real, it's authentic. There's no scripts. We're just sharing what's working, what's not working, etc. Have you been in the online space for a while as far as network marketing, affiliate marketing in your past?
I've been trying to get successful on those other platforms and social media. I just like the way school works. I mean, you can go live on school, you can create content, you can create Google Meets, you can do webinars, create courses, digital products, you can meet one on one. But I've met people from other countries through
Yes.
school. It's insane the connections that I've met, and I just definitely want to be successful at school. And I think anybody can be successful at school if they just put in the time and the effort and the engagement.
I agree. And I'm trying my goal, like you were saying, Josh, as far as meeting different people. I have friends that are in Australia, in the UK, in Ireland. Um, and it's amazing. The challenge is to get to the certain time in the day that's convenient for everybody. That's the challenge I have is I want to set up calls, episodes for my podcast, and it's all finagling, trying to figure out, oh, you're 5 hours ahead, or you're 12 hours behind me, or this or that. That's the challenge, only challenge that I see in the platform. But it's so powerful. I want to get to the point is anyone in like the tri-state area. I'm in New Jersey, get in New York, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, have a meetup live in person. I think it'll be freaking fire. And it's this guy Calvin Hollywood. He's always inside of schoolers. He's been doing it overseas. I forget where he's from, but that'll be cool as hell to have like a room full of school people that we all met up in real life. That'd be phenomenal.
For sure. I think people are meeting in real life, IRL. They even post meetings and dates. I think if you're trying to line up the different times, I guess create a niche or my goal is to make it be full time, but I'm sure there are other schools that are doing it full time. But they have a schedule where they
Yep.
can put out content and just finesse that time schedule to where you can have it that's more convenient for you, or you reach out to somebody and then you can line up with them. But it's definitely a puzzle. But I think you can line up those time zones or those times where you can meet up in person or even just on Zoom.
Hmm. And inside your community, have you been doing anything as far as using that live button? Have you used it often? What are some things you're doing on that front?
I haven't done lives myself. I've been on lives. I've been on recorded lives. I'm trying to create lives for my school. I definitely want to utilize lives. I want to be consistent posting lives so people know that I'm there and that I can talk to them and interact with them.
One thing I always share with people, no matter what, a lot of people will market it. Oh, I'm going to go live, like say 3 days from now. And they'll be like, oh, it's 2 more days. Oh, it's one more day. And then on the day of their live, their event that they created, nobody shows up. And a lot of people are down. They're like, oh, nobody showed up. I'm like, still record something. You have to record no matter what. It's your time, and focus on helping others that couldn't make it. Treat it as that, and it'll get better as consistent. Maybe you do it weekly. Pick the same time, the same day, do it every week, and you might have one person show up. Then that person might tell somebody. That next time you'll have three of you hanging out. Then it'll get to six, and it'll start multiplying. But you have to start with that first one, right?
For sure. I've seen people do like on their calendar, they'll post a live, or they have on their calendar, I'm going to do a live this one day in the month. And eventually they start getting traction, and eventually they'll have the time to create content and interact. Some people post lives every day, and some of them don't get a lot of traffic, but then they're cutting up that podcast or that live and doing shorts and reposting it. But it's a puzzle. I mean, I think anybody can figure it out depending on what your time is or even your finances is. But you could be successful in all forms of ways to line up those high frequencies to be successful in school.
And like Josh was saying, you can repurpose content. What is that? Well, you can cut it up. You can make it into shorts, because people don't have the attention span for a 15, 20, 30-minute thing. Some people go for hours on a podcast and stuff. I'm like, damn. But then they can actually cut up. They have a lot of content to chop up to put into those shorts and make it so that others will be like, wow, the term I like is omnipresent, that you're everywhere. You're on billboards, you're on the TV, you're on the radio. And maybe you don't have the money, but you could be online. You could be omnipresent all over platforms for sure.
You definitely could post podcasts and even YouTube clips through Zoom, or like links through Zoom, like post links or videos or your own personal podcast, which I want to do. I want to post a podcast in my school Zoom and cut it up and just keep posting until something catches. And that's my goal, just be consistent with it.
I mean, this is my third season with this podcast. The first season, all video. My second season, I had video, my YouTube channel, and then I used Buzzsprout. I started using that for the audio piece, audio only. I'm like, oh shit, I've missed a whole segment of people that are just all about listening at the gym, at the office, in the car. And I'm like, damn. So now it's starting to gain more traction on that. And on top of it, I have a blog. And this is something for every one of you that has a YouTube channel. Click on the transcript, copy all that transcript. And this is where, Josh, you're going to have to use some AI, because this takes a lot of time if you do it manually. Copy that whole script, put into AI, be like, hey, I want to create a blog post with the transcript, pull out 5 golden nuggets that I can put into a blog post, and then boom. And I always say it has to be SEO optimized. Make sure you use those words, guys. And then it goes within seconds. You have a whole blog that you can put on your website, and then you can share that out. So now you have video, you have audio, and you have written word from that one piece of content besides your shorts you can do.
Yeah, I appreciate that advice. I'm gonna take advantage of that. I'll use that. Definitely create content and podcast and cut it up, and use AI to transcribe my words. But you can even post on your profile in school. You can post your links, your Facebook, Instagram, X, all of that, and then people that are looking for you, they can network with that. You can funnel traffic from that platform, those other platforms to school, and vice versa. So it's almost like a give and take kind of. You get traffic both ways.
Yep. No, it's definitely something that I enjoy. It's something that I show up every day, and people are like, "Oh, you have the flame." I'm like, the flame I'm going to have for a while, unless I don't have a phone, or my computer breaks, or I'm out of the country that I can't get a connection for like a whole day. Otherwise, it's like a habit now. I'm always on, and my goal is to help others. So I try to I'm in my community, but I'm in other communities too, because if you drop value in other people's communities, and then people are engaging with you, they're getting to know you, they're connecting with you, they're going to see you, be like, dude, I see you in this community, drop value. What the hell do you really do? Let me see. And they click on your profile, and they join your community. Now you have another member that's organically coming from what you're doing as far as work.
Definitely, I like that organic. I mean, it's your name shows up, you're in there, people know that you're in school in several schools, and that flame shows up. I like engaging. I mean, I'll read their questions, I'll hit the likes, and I'll try to learn something just from the engagement and learn something about their school and use what I learned to be successful in my own personal school.
Definitely. So is there any mindset that you're focused on that you kind of train with or practice with to help you stay positive as you're playing poker, to keep rolling with life when things are not going the right way?
I think you can't fail bad enough to be out of the game completely. I'm always learning something from poker, from Polymetal, and from school. I mean, like, okay, why is my school not successful? Why am I not good at this, type of hand? So I go back and do my homework and think about what I actually, used and failed or used and succeeded. But I mean, I almost see poker at school as like a poker table. Like there's other poker players in the school community, and you're learning from them. They might be better than you, but that way you can be successful at poker or you can be successful at school.
Do you think that you could, I'm just like visualizing some ideas that you can do with like an event live, is you could probably have a camera on the table and you're playing live. You can maybe do it with someone else, a friend of yours. Um, that's phenomenal. And I like what you're saying. You don't like to play the digital version. I always think those digital pokers are you're always gonna lose at some point. But if you're playing in person, the emotions are there, and you can actually read faces. You can read. Is that something that you work on as well? Is that
Oh,
something
for
you kind
sure.
of you're practicing? I'm sure.
For sure. I mean, you're learning. I mean, you're learning how to interact and socialize and build your social IQ and emotional IQ. I mean, I like meeting people, different kinds of people, because I'm going to learn something from them. They're going to learn something from me. And I'm going to learn my own personal, you know, psychology and my mental and my emotional states and how I interact with people. I definitely want good emotions, but when you have negative emotions, you can navigate that and adapt and how to improve your social IQ or your emotional IQ.
Definitely. I don't know if you've been seeing it, but I see it because I'm in schoolers all the time, and I see a lot of people opening a community. But then I also see, and I know personally many that have quit. Why do you think a lot of people are quitting school? And how can we help them?
They have to have I guess, a goal or a mission with the school, or they have to figure out, they have to be engaged with it and figure it out. Um, you can have a free school and still be successful at it and get a lot of traffic and produce income. You just got to figure out that puzzle. Uh, Definitely interact in other schools and figure out what they're doing that brings them up. I don't think you have to have a lot of people in your school to be successful. You can if that's your goal, but it's a puzzle that you're trying to piece together. You're balancing the plates to get the right kind of algorithm or the right kind of success on school. You can have, I only have 10 right now. I'm trying to pick that up, but I'm also want to be successful in the school community game.
Yeah, it just takes some time, like you were saying with the puzzles, and it's just having the right people. You can have 1,000 people in the community, but if the community's not alive, there's no culture inside, it's all crickets. It's really a waste. You kind of like, and that's what I found. It's kind of false. A lot of people have a free community for maybe a year, for example, if they really are consistent, right? They have 1,000 people in there. It was free, and after maybe a year, they changed it to $20 a month. So on the outside, they're like, "Oh shit, they're making 20,000 a month," and they can kind of market it that. You don't know what it costs or what they're making. Do you take the risk to pay the $20 a month? That's what people say. Oh, and I say it's not a risk. You're investing. That's all you're doing is you're investing. It could be $10, $20, or $100. It could be just for 1 month. But what happens in that 1 month if you take that information you gain inside that community and you actually use it? You're probably going to stay there forever because the information is going to be valuable to you and others. That's why they have the community.
For sure. I mean, you can create polls, you can ask questions, and then ask them what they want, and then give them what they want. So if you give them something that they're going to come back for, that'll build up the engagement, the traffic. It'll boost your rankings in the school community in whole, and then other people's going to start dipping in and looking at your about page and figure out what content you have and what kind of people are within your school, and then you just sort of dig down deep in that, and then piece that puzzle together to create more, either traffic or a subscription base, or just give, your community what they want so they keep coming back.
Heck yeah, man. Hey, the time flies when I do these podcasts, man. I love how the value's there. People are learning. I'm hoping that they are, taking action and implementing some of the things, the ideas we share today. I want to thank Josh for being with us for this time frame, man. You're gonna see him again. I always tell my guests this is first time of many, and it's an opportunity to keep reconnecting and keep building a relationship, and that's what school's all about. And I want to thank Josh for spending time with us. I want him to stick around. I want to remind everyone else, I'm here to always help you, motivate you, and inspire you. Don't forget, hit subscribe, hit the like button, comment, share. You know what to do by now. And I want you to have an amazing rest of your day. Thanks again, Josh. Stick
I
around.
appreciate you having me on.